Hello everyone, I'm from student HM242, Food Service Management. Me and our member will present the critical ingredient in the food industry and we focus on ethanol in food. Our lecturer is Dr. Farah and my member is Nur Hidayah Izzati, Nur Maisara, Nur Atika, Nur Aina Nadia and Nurul Kaisara, and it's me, Nur Sabrina. Okay, this is our list of content. Okay, let's go through one by one. For the introduction, ethanol, also known as ethyl alcohol, is a volatile colorless liquid that plays various roles in food products. It can function as a solvent, flavor enhancer, preservative, and processing aid. Although it is commonly associated with alcoholic beverage, ethanol is present in many processed food in minute quantities. The use of ethanol in food has sparked discussion because it can occur naturally through fermentation or be intentionally added for functional purpose. In this presentation, we will explore the relevance, sourcing, controversy, and potential alternative for ethanol in food industry. Okay, next slide. Okay, for this slide, justification for choosing the ingredient. We choose ethanol because it represents one of the most controversial and highly regulated ingredient in food production, especially in halal and kosher markets. While ethanol is valuable for improving shelf life and enhancing flavors, it also raises regulation and ethical concerns. For example, in Islam, the consumption of any intoxicating substance is strictly forbidden, even in small amount, unless it meets specific criteria. Thus, identifying and managing the use of ethanol in food is critical, especially for halal certified products. Moreover, the lack of consumer awareness and ambiguity in labeling practices can lead to confusion or rejection of certain products. By choosing ethanol, we aim to highlight both its functional significance and the need for transparent regulation and informed substitution. For the next slide.
Food. So this is the 5 of this. The first one is fermentation natural. Fermentation of sugar by yeast, including from fruits and bread. The second one, alcohol. Best flavorings ethanol is used as an solvent in extract, which is vanilla, almond, and rum. Next, processed and fermented food. Some foods like soy sauce, kombucha, vinegar naturally contain ethanol. And for food additive and carriers, ethanol used to dissolve or carry active ingredient which is colors and aromas. And the last one, synthetic production, less common chemically derived ethanol used in some industries for food processes. That becomes critical ingredients. The first one is religious and cultures. Mostly concerned about ethanol is restricted or forbidden in halal and kosher dietary laws. And then regulatory compliance labeling laws require ethanol disclosure. Non-compliance leads to legal issues. And health and safety risks. Excess ethanol may be unsafe for children, pregnant women, or medication users. And the next one is functionality in food product act as solvent, preservative, or flavor enhancer. And traceability and ingredients. Sourcing need to verify if ethanol is naturally fermented or synthetically produced. Consumer mass perception may reject product with alcohol even in small, non-intoxicating amounts.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Aina Nadia binti Muhammad Rasmi, and I will explain about the global view on ethanol in food. Ethanol, also known as ethyl alcohol, is used in many types of food products globally. It plays a few important roles, mainly as a preservative, solvent, and ingredient in fermentation. For example, ethanol is often found in a flavor extract like vanilla, where it helps dissolve and carry flavor compounds. It's also used in food colorings and some candies or baked goods to help mix ingredients more effectively. Ethanol is naturally produced during fermentation, so it's found in small amounts in food like bread, yogurts, and kombucha. Health authorities like the US FDA and the European Food Safety Authorities consider ethanol safe in small quantity used in food processing. However, in some regions, especially where religious or cultural beliefs are more strict, like in a certain Muslim or Hindu community, the food containing ethanol may be avoided or require clear labeling. And today, as the food industry moves towards using more natural preservatives, ethanol is gaining popularity because it helps to keep food fresh without synthetic chemicals. So overall, ethanol plays a small but important role in the global food supply.
Assalamualaikum. Today I'm going to explain common halal food products that may contain ethanol in trace or permissible amount. First, color additive, especially liquid food dye, may contain small amount of ethanol to help the colors mix evenly. These tiny amounts are safe and do not cause intoxication. Second, cooking sprays sometimes use ethanol to help disperse the oil evenly. When heated, the ethanol evaporates completely, leaving no trace behind. Third, fruit flavoring like yogurts and juice often use natural fruit flavors extract with ethanol. The final product only contain negligible ethanol, not enough to intoxicate. Fourth is vanilla extract that is made by soaking vanilla beans in ethanol to pull out the flavors. When using in baking, the ethanol mostly evaporates or remains in a small amount, which is generally halal. Finally, sauces and dressings like teriyaki or salad dressings might include ethanol in small quantities to blend the ingredients, as long as it doesn't cause intoxication and isn't from halal drinks.
So, how is ethanol made? How do you get alcohol from corn? It's a simple biological process which utilizes some very sophisticated techniques and equipment. Simply put, the process goes like this. Corn is ground to a fine granular consistency so that the starch matter in the kernel is exposed. Water is added. Enzymes are added to this water. This mixture, called mash, is heated to around 185 degrees. At that temperature, and with the help of enzymes, the cornstarch in the mixture breaks down to become fermentable sugars. It is cooled to 92 degrees, and yeast is added. The yeast consume or eat the sugars, a process called fermentation. As the yeast ferment, they release carbon dioxide and convert the sugars into alcohol. This fermentation process takes between 52 and 62 hours. Once the yeast are done doing their job, the resulting mixture is actually called beer and is about 17 to 18% alcohol by volume. Beer is pumped from the beer well to the distillation column, where heat is added. The alcohol exits the column at 95% alcohol vapor. It moves into a second distillation stage and further distills to 195 proof alcohol. The alcohol then passes through a condenser, which turns the vapor to liquid. Once in its liquid form, the alcohol passes through a molecular sieve process to extract the remaining water. This results in the final ethanol product, which is 200 proof and 99% alcohol. It is transferred to storage tanks and then loaded onto rail cars for shipment.
Hi, I'm Nur Hidayah Izzati binti Murad. So now let's take a closer look at the process flow for the production of food-grade ethanol. This process consists of 7 main steps, and each stage plays a critical role in determining whether the final product can be classified as halal. Step 1, which is the raw material selection. First, we use the right ingredient. Ethanol must come from the plant-based sources like sugarcane, corn, and cassava. The materials must not be mixed with any non-halal item. Step 2, which is hydrolysis. If we use starch like corn, we need to break it into sugar. This is done by using enzyme, and the enzyme must be halal and not from the animals unless they are halal slaughtered. Step 3, which is the fermentation. Next, we add some yeast to the sugar, and the yeast changes the sugar into the ethanol and gas. The yeast and any added item must be also halal. Step 4, which is distillation. After the fermentation, the mixture only has a little ethanol. We use a distillation to separate and clean the ethanol. This step must be clean and safe from haram items. Step 5, which is dehydration, this step is optional. Sometimes we want the ethanol with no water at all, so we can use drying methods for this one, and the tools or drying chemical must be halal friendly. Step 6, which is the quality check and certification. Before it can be used in the food, we need to done a test, which is that we need to check the purity of the ethanol and no haram contamination. If it passes, it will get the halal certification. Step 7, which is the last step, which is the packaging and distribution. Lastly, the ethanol must pack in clean, halal approved containers with the proper label. It is stored and delivered away from non-halal items.
Hi and Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurika Sarah, and today I'm going to talk about the use of ethanol in food products and offer some practical alternative for those who prefer to avoid it. Ethanol, also known as ethyl alcohol, is widely used in the food industry, especially as a solvent in flavor extract like vanilla, almond, and peppermint. It helps dissolve and preserve natural flavor, ensuring that they are strong, stable, and long-lasting. But not all consumers are comfortable with having alcohol in their food. This may be for health reasons, religious belief, or personal dietary preference. Even if the amount of ethanol is very small, many people prefer alcohol-free option, and fortunately, there are good substitutes available. Here are 3 commonly used alternatives. The first one is vegetable glycerin. This is a non-alcoholic plant-based option that's often used in herbal and natural flavor extract. It's safe, mildly sweet, and works well with capturing flavor. And the second one is propylene glycol, a clear, odorless liquid used in many food products in small, safe amounts, and it's very effective at carrying and blending flavors, especially in liquid or semi-solid products. And the last one is water-based extraction. This method uses only water to extract flavor from ingredients like herbs or tea. It's clean, natural, and alcohol-free. It's perfect for aimed at sensitive or health-conscious consumers. By using this alternative, allow food producers to create high-quality, flavorful products that are more inclusive and accessible to everyone. So, while ethanol does serve an important function, there are excellent substitutes that can meet both technical needs and consumer expectations. To conclude, ethanol is a great example of how a seemingly simple compound can serve a vital function in food production. While it may not be something we think about when we enjoy a slice of cake or a flavored beverage, ethanol plays a behind-the-scenes role that's absolutely critical, especially when it comes to flavor extraction, preservation, and maintaining product quality. As a solvent, ethanol allows us to capture and stabilize the natural flavor from herbs, spices, fruit, and other ingredients. Without it, many extracts like vanilla or peppermint wouldn't be as effective or long-lasting. We also contribute to the texture, shelf life, and even the aroma of certain products to make it more than just an additive, but a functional ingredient. However, its use also highlights an important consideration in modern food science. Not all critical ingredients are universally accepted. Ethanol may raise concern among consumers due to religious, dietary, or health reasons. And that's why understanding both its value and its alternative is so important. By exploring substitutes like vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, and water-based extraction, food producers can continue to deliver high-quality products that meet a wide range of consumer needs without sacrificing flavor or safety. Ultimately, the case of ethanol reminds us that even small, often overlooked ingredients can have a major impact. Whether we use it directly or replace it thoughtfully, ethanol represents the careful balance of science, function, and consumer awareness that define the modern food industry. I think that's all from us. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this gave you a better understanding of how critical ingredients like ethanol shape the food we eat every day. Bye!